My name is Ryan Titford. I'm a fourth-year student at Toronto Metropolitan University studying occupational health and safety. I took sports and politics to look at sports from a different lens of more than just a viewer. The issue that I've chose to analyze is the new Live Golf League, which is competing with the PGA Tour. Live Golf took the golf world by storm upon their announcement in June 2023. Live was built on a new, exciting way of playing golf, with changes such as a more team-based approach, more fan engagement, which encourages cheering and music during play, and a more meaningful events compared to the PGA events, excluding major tournaments. The key to their success is the vast contracts offered to former PGA stars in order to encourage them to switch to the new league. Live athletes such as Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm, and Phil Mickelson are making hundreds of millions of dollars, which is incomparable to the PGA. My reasoning for selecting this issue, and the reason it connects to the political landscape, is that the league is funded by Saudi Arabia, and more importantly, is funded by their vast public investment fund created to diversify technology, tourism, and infrastructure. The fund is run by the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Saudi Arabia and the Crown Prince have been at the head of many international controversies. They have been accused of restrictions on women's rights, free speech, homophobia, treatment of political adversaries, as well as their use of severe punishment, lack of freedom, and democratic restrictions. Many people, including Rory McIlroy, accuse the Saudis of using the league to boost their image and deflect the issues prevalent in their country, which is an example of sports washing, which will be talked about further later. He has also accused golfers joining the league as commending the maltreatment of the people of Saudi Arabia. The impact that the Live Golf has had on sports today is that it has expanded and become a well-known league for all golf viewers. Last year, the Live golfers who left the PGA were allowed to compete at major tournaments such as the Masters, the Open, the US Open, and the PGA Championship, a move that was met with lots of disapproval. Many claim that this move signified the PGA is okay with the Saudis' human rights violations and just care about making the best product and the most profit. It also impacts the sports world by being just another example of sports washing, as mentioned earlier. Gregson Bernigan, in their article Sports Policy, Soft Power, and Sports Washing, define sports washing as capital-rich countries seeking to invest in cultural power and prestige with a focus on sports. Some historical examples of nations using sports washing are the Berlin Olympics of 1936, run by Nazi Germany, or Beijing Olympics of 2008, run by the Chinese government, both to deflect from their human rights abuses and other issues. Saudis have used sports washing at other events, such as the Fury vs. Usyk fight last year, or recruiting top soccer players such as Ronaldo and offering extremely rich contracts, which are irresistible to even the most ethical athletes. The move by Saudi Arabia is just another example in a rich history of corrupt and unethical nation using wealth and power in sports to deflect from a deeper corruption and human rights abuses. However, one positive of the Live Golf League is that it took power away from the PGA's monopoly over golf, which historically had underfunded prize pools and tournaments. This impacted lower-scoring golfers, with about 50% of pro golfers not making enough money to sustain themselves. They're able to do this as no other golf leagues competed with the PGA, allowing them to set winnings at whatever value they desired. Comparable sports monopoly is the UFC, which had little to no competition amongst leagues, allowing them to have top-level fighters compete for insufficient prize money. A real-life example of this is Walmart entering communities, undercutting prices, and kicking out small businesses, and then valuing the market at will. The Live Golf League forced the PGA to compete in prize money and retain golfers, allowing more golfers to make considerable money for the skill level they possess. Despite this reclaim of power by golfers, there are many negatives about the Live Golf League. One negative is that the money being used to fund these major sports events is taking away from the people of Saudi Arabia, with around 20% of their citizens being impoverished despite being a very wealthy country. Another negative is the sports washing that is giving the Saudis an image of culture and class, with many events being flashy, well-funded, and popular among people worldwide. This portrays good living conditions for an uneducated viewer despite the nation having vast human rights violations and only the top 1% living comfortably. In the end, Live Golf's main objective is not creating a new way to enjoy the game of golf. The league's objective is to gain power and build its image around the world. Although the PGA was forced to reform itself based on the changes, the negative of sports washing far outweigh these positives. The issue proves that you can use sports to change your image all you want, by being an educated viewer and doing research, you can see the real reason behind many major sports issues. It is up to us as a viewer to decide what we want to give publicity and educate others on prominent issues in sports.